everybody, and welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
Lori Chitari here. Good morning. Hi,
Good
Ben.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
I do not have a mug today.
I got a different kind of mug today. I'm at my dad's house in Naples, Florida. Little hydrangea.
I love it. I love it. I do not have I have a mug. I have the Costanza mug that has batteries and whatnot in it, but I don't have any mugs. We are in a quarantine situation at the moment, so I'm not going upstairs to get my morning tea right now.
Oh man. Oh,
but
goodness sake.
Anyway, you are in Florida visiting your dad. How is that going?
Yeah, it's good. I have to say, I was really looking forward to a little beach time, a little pool time, and that is not happening. It's a little chilly for even me, a Rhode Islander. It's about 60s during the day. So
okay. Well, I would fight you for 60s during the day here right now. So whatever. It's fine. No.
Here's some sun. Here's some.
It's cool. Let's introduce our guest because we have an amazing guest today.
Yeah, I am so honored. I feel like we are a small business show. That's what we do. We talk to small businesses and we advocate for them and we sell their stuff on Shop Local. And so Karina Wood is the founding executive director of Rhode Island's 10,000 Small Businesses program, which is funded by Goldman Sachs. And it's a national Goldman Sachs program. So let's bring Karina on so we can hear a little bit more about what is available for small businesses in Rhode Island.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Laurie and Ben. This is an honor for me too. As you know, Visual Thrive is an alumni business of our program. So great to have you guys in the 10KSB network, as we call it, and the great work that you're doing with Shop Local Rhode Island. Love to see all the small businesses being supported. It's great. Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, we do. Yeah, we are committed. We've been doing it. God, Ben, 18 months now almost. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No. Easily.
It feels like we've been in this thing for a really, really, really long time. But
we have. So, Karina, tell me more about the 10KSB.
Yeah, sure. So as Laurie said, it's a national program. There are 20 sites across the country. And in every location, we're a grant-funded program. We offer this program completely free of charge to small business owners. So we partner with a community college in every location. It's a wonderful public-private partnership between the private foundation grant and the local community college. And what we do is we deliver a world-class business growth curriculum that was developed by Babson College. And as everyone knows, that's one of the top entrepreneurial colleges in the world. So it's a wonderful collaboration to be able to offer this top-rated curriculum to small business owners to help them to grow. And what we do is we invite established small businesses into the program. They have to be established. So it's not for startups. It's the program was designed to fill a need that after a business has got started. There's quite a lot of support out there for startups, but once a business has got going for a few years, or maybe even has been running for 50 years, a family business, and wants to change and grow and try a new service or a product or break into a new market, or maybe if things are just stagnant and they want to figure out a new trajectory for revenue or change it up a bit. This is a program where they can come in and explore their new ideas for growth. And we have a wonderful classroom setting where business owners are in a group of 20 to 30 other business owners from all different industry sectors and disciplines. They learn from each other, and they also develop a 5-year growth plan with the assistance of expert one-on-one business advising. And we also show them ways to access capital and train business owners in all aspects of growth. So yeah, it's a great program, completely free of charge. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that we are currently taking applications for our summer cohort, which begins in May, and the deadline is February 10th. So 10ksbapply.com is the website where people can apply. It's a free, no obligation application, and put in an application, see if you qualify. We'd love to hear from Rhode Island businesses and help support your growth. Oh, great. There you go.
That's
so
great.
I have two quick questions about that. Number one, what constitutes an established business?
Yeah, great question. So for us, it's at least 2 years past the startup date.
Okay.
So we're looking for businesses that are at least 2 years in operation, but they can be in any number of years of operation after that. So we have a wide range of businesses that have come through our program. Nearly 400 Rhode Island businesses have gone through the 10KSB program in the last 5.5 years. So we've had businesses that are very established, like Wright's Dairy Farm, that everybody is probably familiar with that business. But there's many generational owners in that business. So one of the younger family members came in who's running a specific division. Or you could be literally like 3 years in business and have 2 employees. But we do look for businesses that have a couple of employees already and are looking to grow jobs, because we are an economic development program. We see ourselves as helping to drive the local economy through small business growth. And we all know small businesses are the economic engine, if you like, of Rhode Island. They employ more people collectively than the big businesses, than the corporations. So we're trying to help businesses who want to create jobs in the community.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lori, she said you were an alumni. Visual Thrive was an alumni.
No, I can't personally take that alumni role, but this is a great story because Indemar Media, Scott Indemar, who is my partner, and started in the 10KSB for Indemar Media. And within that thinking about a growth plan, it was growing Indemar Media with what Indemar Media did, or taking the leap into, I'm really thinking about this other idea and taking the business into a different path, like you were saying, Karina. And I remember Scott and I having this discussion, and I said, what better venue could you be in than to test this out with a whole bunch of other business owners and business leaders and see, like, just, does this seem like a viable economic strategy? And that is actually where Visual Thrive was born. So yeah, Karina and the program, and Visual Thrive started as just doing social media. And we quickly learned that Scott and I have way too many skills and experience to add to that to just say, like, now we're going to go and do this thing over here. And so we went into it for the first year. And then after that, we kind of started using the tools that Scott learned to say, all right, now we need kind of a new growth plan. And yeah, as they say, the rest is history. But
that's such a great example, Lori, of what happens within the 10,000 Small Businesses program. And we another thing, and tell me if Scott found this as well. Another thing we find is that naturally, when you have dozens of entrepreneurs in a room together every week, we have classes 1 day a week for about 12 to 13 weeks. People start coming up with new business ideas between them, right? So there's collaborations that start happening, wonderful, new business ventures, or people just contracting with each other, or for free, bartering their services, So if somebody, is sitting next to a marketing expert and they're a manufacturer, and then they start doing a trade or a business plan together, there's all kinds of wonderful additional bonus things that come up besides the
I
curriculum.
the thing that I love about that is that as a business owner, I could see just the questions that you might have had in your business that you don't often think about, but because that person is sitting over on the other side of the room, you're like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm going to ask that person, or I'm going to
Yes.
exchange ideas around different things. So
Yes.
even beyond just the barter, it's the
Yeah.
length of time that people are together. It's not a 1 hour
Yes.
Zoom meeting. It's
It's the support, the
yeah,
camaraderie that builds. And my cat
yeah,
is trying to get in on the
that's
action
great. I
here
love
because
it.
working
I
from
love
home today. So yeah, it's the camaraderie and that kind of like long-term support. We have people from our first cohort back in 2016 who still meet together, still help each other. Some people form like small informal advisory groups for
Yeah,
each other, like they mentor each
like
other
a little
because
mastermind over.
yeah, because
Yeah,
small
yeah,
business owners, it can be very lonely.
yes,
You know, you are responsible for a lot of decisions and challenges, especially during COVID. The challenges have been immense, as everybody can understand. And having other small businesses to connect to and share and learn from,
yeah.
it's really invaluable. Yeah.
When you think about COVID, so can you tell us a little bit? I know that you've had your own challenges,
Yes.
not, trying to manage and maneuver through this. So can you just
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what you've experienced in holding?
Sure, sure. Well, as an education program, we were running a cohort. We run 3 cohorts a year, and we were running our winter spring cohort in March of 2020, and had suddenly the shutdown happened. We were in a classroom at CCRI in Warwick. That's where we teach our program. And one day we're having class, and the next day everybody had to go home and we had to regroup quickly. Luckily, we have the support of the national network. So all of our local programs could get together on Zoom and we could talk about how are we going to deliver our programs virtually. And Babson College folks and the great professors there, quickly got together and designed a way that we could take our in-person, very collaborative, very peer-to-peer learning classroom online, and they did a great job. We managed to teach online courses. I think we delivered 3 cohorts subsequently that were online. It was definitely a big challenge. I mean, I was not a believer at first. I just thought, how can this work? How can you take this wonderful, dynamic, sociable classroom and put it online? But we all learned a lot in the pandemic. My team and I learned how to do that, and we did it really well. The people who participated really did make bonds and connect. And then when it was safe to meet up in person again, they had in-person reunions and all got to know each other that way. So it can work. And yeah, so it's tough. And right now we decided to take a break, during the intense Omicron surge this January. We didn't have quite enough people in the cohort who wanted to do an online version. I think because we've all got used to going back in person in the fall.
Yeah.
So we are waiting until summer, and we're going to have a great cohort in May and hopefully in person. But as I said, if we go back online, I know it'll be a high quality classroom experience that way. And we just have to roll with it like everybody.
Yeah, that's a lesson in and of itself.
Right,
Learning
right.
how to roll with it is like a big hurdle for a lot of people, like I don't
Yes.
want to roll with it.
That's right. That's right. And
Yeah,
in between, or in addition, I should say, our business advisors have been, offering support and advising sessions to small business owners as they struggle with financing and hiring. The Goldman Sachs 10,000 small businesses at the national level did a survey recently of small business owners in our network, and there's about 11,000 now across the country who've graduated. And the number 1 and 2 top issues were, trying to find and hire and retain qualified, enthusiastic employees. So it's a real issue for everybody across the country at the moment. But so we're here to help. We're here to support in any way we can.
I think you're gonna have to change the name of the. I think you're gonna have to change the name of the program if you're already over 11,000 businesses.
I know, right? I'm curious
Yeah.
to see what comes next because
I think just add another zero.
right.
You
Keep
know?
us going, keep us in business for a long time.
You're right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that 10,000 number was definitely an aspirational goal name, when it started about 10 years ago. And now, it's just keep.
Oh man, I have this whole new branding campaign like bouncing around in my head right. 100. Yeah, that's really good. I was thinking about the hiring issue because what do you see businesses are actually doing around that? Because it's like it seems like everybody's looking for a job and everybody's looking for an employee.
Right. Well, there's a lot of movement at the moment because there are more jobs available than employees looking, it seems. From what I can understand from the various data that I've seen and just anecdotally as well, I think a lot of people took early retirement during the pandemic, and took it, when hundreds of thousands of people have the same idea within the same few months time frame across the country, it really makes a difference. It was a big dent suddenly in and lots of available jobs. And then I think a lot of people as well have left jobs that they were in that they were deeply unsatisfied with and became entrepreneurs. So there's that. It's like a sort of, positive, negative effect, depending on which side you're looking at it from. As an employer, it's hard to lose your staff, but then the economy as a whole is gaining a lot of people who want to become freelancers or start their own business. The Secretary of State's numbers that she released for Rhode Island last year showed, a record number of people started a business during a pandemic. It was higher than in previous years. So it's a really interesting time that we're in.
Yeah.
And I think what we're learning is more networking. Just when I'm trying to fill a few positions in my program myself. And as a hiring manager, I'm realizing, you can't just hang your shingle out and loads of people will apply and you get the pick of all these amazing qualified people. Yes, that can happen a little bit, but there's so much competition for qualified employees and people with experience. So you have to go out there and more like work it, talk to people, ask them if they'd like to apply. It's much more about the manager going out and finding people and calling them and asking if people would like to leave the job they're in now and come and work for you, rather than just putting your job posting up and hoping people will come.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's just how it feels to me. And from the data I've seen, it's a lot more proactive on the part of the managers out there. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I do with our business clients in terms of just finding good people, or people will come to me for coaching saying, I need a new job, is you have to recognize that network strategy and that there are maybe 50%. I think it was Seth Godin that says 50% of all people are connectors. And they're the people that are going to say, for example, like, oh, you're looking for someone. What are you looking for? I'm going to go and like connect you to all these people. And other people are just, so the value of that network is so important because they know you. They're going to find the people that are really going to serve that capacity.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like, you have to just keep telling everybody.
Right.
I'm looking for somebody. I'm looking to fill this position. This is who I would really like. These are the attributes I'm looking for. And I think, something I've learned and something I hear from a lot of small business owners is that you can train people in some of the skills, not all. I mean, it depends if you've got a highly specialized role, maybe you not so much, but a lot of the roles out there, you can train people, but if it's finding someone with characteristics or qualities that are really a good fit for your team, and definitely hire for diversity of all types, and at the same time look for commonalities in terms of people's ethics and beliefs and beliefs in the work, so there's be open, I guess is what I'm saying. Be very open-minded, because if you find someone that you can really connect well with and who's very coachable, that's really worth a lot.
And I think people are looking for days like that. They're looking for learning and excitement, but also connection and fun. And I mean, I feel like that's a much better way to work during the day when you're working with people that you really like, and they have the capabilities and capacity to do like excellent work. Like it just, that is kind of the way I hope our business is structured. And I think Danny feels the same. He works with some people that are really close to him, and if you have the same values and you have like expansive strengths, then let's do it.
That's right. That's right. Because the camaraderie that you have in your team and the enjoyment that you get from work is really important. If people are not enjoying what they do, if there's not meaning in it for them, or they're not being given good feedback, praise,
too many
hours.
Those
are really important
of our life,
Yes. Obviously the money that you earn is very important too, but it definitely is not everything. So so
for the businesses that are listening in, and we'll send this out in our newsletter on Thursday morning, what are you looking for? Because we have a whole bunch of like business owners and entrepreneurs that might be thinking about making their own shifts.
Okay, well, so the position, two positions that I'm looking for at the moment, I'm looking for a director of outreach and alumni engagement. So looking for someone with hopefully some good experience in recruitment and engagement, some marketing knowledge, how to use Salesforce would be really, really good. Somebody who speaks Spanish would be really helpful. A lot of bilingual outreach that we do in our program. So those are some of the attributes there, but definitely a people person, but somebody who knows also how to segment a database and get a lot of recruitment done. So
this would be a person in Rhode Island that has to kind of go out and
somebody who knows the Rhode Island entrepreneurial scene as well, and who's connected to small businesses. That's really important, and who supports the growth of small businesses. And then I'm also looking for a business advisor to come on for our summer program, and that's a hard position to fill, I've found, but somebody who has direct experience in doing advising for small business growth. So I need them to have experience working with small businesses already in an advising capacity. So those are two positions I'm looking for. Please let me know, hit me up.
If connector, I'm already like,
I love it. Obviously, the other thing is we're looking for small business owners who want to do our program. So that's the two things that I'm looking for is any small business owner. You do have to be an owner. You have to be an owner or a co-owner of the business. You have to be at least 2 years in operation. You have to live your business needs to be in Rhode Island, because we run on a grant that's given to the state of Rhode Island for economic development here in our state. And what else? Oh, we do ask for a minimum revenue that the business is making of $75,000 annually and above. We can have conversations if it's in the ballpark, but we're looking for a business that's making at least that much revenue, because we're looking for businesses that can quickly catalyze job creation. So it's you need to be at a certain level to be ready for our curriculum, which is a lot about job creation and revenue growth. Yeah.
It is really, I don't know if you've heard this, but I've heard that the program is like the streamlined MBA for small businesses.
I've heard a few of our graduates.
Okay.
Like a mini MBA for small
Yeah,
business. And I love that description, and that I think that is really it's a good description, because it takes 3 months. It's 3 months of pretty intense study, but it's 1 day a week of class, and then meetings with your advisors and your peers, and doing some homework or pre-work, as we often call it, because you're getting ready for the next class, and writing your business growth plan. It all takes time, but it's an investment that a business owner would make if they're very serious about taking their business from where it is now to the next level. Everything that you're serious about accomplishing, it takes time and effort, right? So for 3 months, you really dig in and put the time in, but then after that, you're back to your life.
But I think, when you own a business, it's getting dark in here. It's two jobs, really, because it's like you have to take the time to run your business, but you also have to serve your clients and customers. And
absolutely. Well, you're doing so many things. I'd say it's at least 2, right? You're managing people. You're often in a small business, you don't have all these different departments and divisions, and say, oh, I'll just hand that to the marketing department. Often that's you. Right? You're like, oh my God, I have to create a social media campaign, and I don't know how to do it, or I don't have the time. Etc. And you've got to go and get funding for your business. You've got to find,
and that's a huge piece of this too. Especially for underserved businesses.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to make those connections. You want to make sure that you're getting the information that you need, and even understanding what is the process of going out and getting this funding, because that I think is like super key in a Rhode Island environment.
Yeah, well, we have a module in our program, and it's called Being Bankable. And that really is, it sort of says it there in those 2 words. We take people through an 8-hour day, that day, of how do you become bankable? Like, what do you need to do in your business? What records do you need to have? What questions do you know how to answer? What financial documents do you need to be able to go into a bank and get that loan for what you need? And then, so we really show people how to do all the preparation and how to be really certain that you're asking for something very specific. You know exactly what it costs. You know how to ask. And we invite bankers from the Rhode Island banking community to come into our classroom. So we're a very practical program. That's what I love so much about this. The 10,000 Small Businesses program is how practical it is. It's not about theory. So bankers come in and they sit down with our business owners, and they literally tell them, this is how a good meeting goes with a client, and this is how a bad one goes. And here's what I could share with you to make you bankable. And so that kind of advice
is so important.
It's amazing. It's people come out of that day and they say, I totally get it now why I didn't get that loan. And I'm not mad at the bank anymore. They didn't have it.
I'd still be mad at the bank.
They didn't have it in for me. It wasn't this personal issue or dislike. I get it now, and people practice their pitches for funding, and it's terrific. So every day in the program is like that, very practical and actionable, and helping business owners to learn and help each other and take it to the next level.
Yeah. So before we go,
Mhm.
I'm thinking we have these businesses that are like, wow, this is so, I mean, this is interesting. I would say to any business, just do it, just
Yeah.
sign in and do it. So I'm going to sit down and do the application. What kind of information should I gather before I sit
Mhm.
down and actually fill
Great,
out this
great question, Laurie. Great question. So, for the very first application, you don't need anything at all. That's the beauty of it. It takes
application?
5 minutes of your time. You go online at 10ksbapply.com, and it's just a one-page form where you tell us just the key details about your business. We receive it, and then we know, do you meet our initial qualifications? So we don't waste anybody's time asking them to do a long application if they say, if they'd only been 1 year in business, they
Right.
don't meet the initial qualification of at least past 2 years. So we get back to that applicant and say, you qualify. Now here's the second, more detailed application. And in that application, we'll want to hear a little bit more about your vision for growth and what you currently do with your business and what you'd like to do. Just some ideas. There's no right or wrong answers in this. And then provide us with some key financial documents from your business, not your personal finances, your business finances. We'll ask for some profit and loss statements, some balance sheets, and a business tax return. And if you're a business out there that says, oh my God, I don't even keep records like that, that's partly why I want to do a program like this, so I
Right.
can learn how to create and keep balance sheets. Do not worry. Please just let us know, and our staff can help you to put those, put your numbers into the way that we need to see them for the interview. Then there'll be an interview, and then
Wow.
so
It
February
is
10th
great.
is the application deadline for the summer, and then we also will run a fall cohort. And then hopefully, if we get more funding for next year, we'll be running more next year. But yeah.
Well, I'm
Wow.
taking I just took a lot of notes on this because I love it, and there's, like 5 or 10 people that I'm
Ooh,
gonna email that to
Oh,
immediately after this.
excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for being a referral source. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and then honestly, email me their names if you want, if they're interested, and we can put them on our mailing list. We can invite them to an information session so they can find out a little more, ask their questions. But we are, my team and I, we are here to serve the small businesses of Rhode Island. It's a grant program. We have this grant, and we want to spend all the scholarships that we can, so
right.
before they run out. So please get hold of a scholarship
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Karina. It's such a great program.
Oh,
It
thank you so
really
much.
is.
It's
And
it's
I
it's
think,
a
yeah,
pleasure to work on it. It really is. It's very fulfilling for our team to get to work with entrepreneurs and be able to give something of value to them. And
mhm,
you know, we all deeply appreciate the small businesses in our community. I mean,
right,
imagine how things would be. We've seen it in COVID when a favorite restaurant has had to close down,
right.
or a service that you love can't operate. Like, this is the fabric of our community,
Yeah,
is the small businesses to a
yeah.
great extent. So we need to support them, and this is a great way that we can do it.
Well, you're preaching to the choir right now,
Yes.
'cause this is what we talk about every week, and it's everything. This is how
Yeah.
we build our communities. This is how we better our education systems, how we give good salaries for families so that they
Right.
can
Right.
thrive. And yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, it's great. What you're doing is so wonderful with the Shop Local Rhode Island. It's
Thank you.
so helpful to be able to just go to one place and say, whoa, look at, these are all my options. I
Yeah,
want to buy something made local, and here's how I
yeah,
can do it
yeah.
easily. So,
And it's going to get better this year. So
yeah.
yeah, keep
That's
going.
Well,
great. That's great.
Yeah.
thank thank you so much, Karina. It was really a pleasure to meet you. And once again, everybody, if you want to apply, just go to 10ksbapply.com, and you can find out all of the information there. and all of the other contact info is in the description of this video or podcast, wherever you're listening or watching to this. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it was really great to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. This is the part of the show where I tell you how incredible the guest was. And as always, it never fails. Thank you so much, Lori.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
I
Yeah,
hope that you
she's amazing.
She
She's
really
amazing.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the program is fantastic, and you couldn't have vouched for it any higher. I want you to enjoy Florida. Enjoy the rest of your time in
I'm
Florida.
getting on a plane today. I'll be home this afternoon.
Never mind. Well, enjoy the rest. I
I had
the
to
day.
zoom down and have some time with my dad and hang out, and yeah, it's been great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you. And I'm gonna end this and let you go back to spending a little bit more time with your dad. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. And everybody, I just want to remind you that the best way to help, well, one of the best ways at least to help is the best way to help the local economy is to shop local, period, full stop. You want to help your friends and neighbors stay in business. You want to help your friends and neighbors' kids find jobs. You want to help your friends and neighbors find jobs. You want to keep more money in Rhode Island in the economy. Shop local, whether that's in person or online. Obviously, with Omicron going crazy right now, more people are shopping online than ever. So please, please, please check out shoplocalrhodeisland.com. If you are a small business, get on shoplocalrhodeisland.com. You can get listed for free, and the smallest amount to put items on is just $5 a month, and there's no fees there's no percentage that comes out of so you can put items on there and sell as many as you want, and there's no percentage. So go on shoplocalrhodeisland.com. It is 100% worth it. My name is Ben Barber. On behalf of Lori Jatari, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all of the help in spreading the word about Shop Local and about shopping local in general in Rhode Island, because that's why we're all here to help the small businesses, because that also helps the community. So thank you guys very much. We'll talk to you soon.